Welcome. My name is Tiffany McGinnis, and I am an instructional coach at Environmental Charter Middle School Gardena. Translating for us in a moment will be Carolee Montoya, our former college readiness teacher. I am so happy to be here with you all today to celebrate the culmination of our 8th grade class of 2021. This has been a unique year, to say the least, but I couldn't be more proud of our students and all they have learned and accomplished throughout this school year. ECS's mission is to prepare conscious, critical thinkers equipped to graduate college and help make a more equitable and sustainable world. We have seen you initiate your own learning in a way that no one could have prepared you for. You have persevered, adapted, and paved your own pathway to success. Own that. As you go to high school, we hope that you use this to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Teachers, your hard work and dedication has not gone unnoticed either. Our appreciation for you this year is greater than ever. As we begin our celebration today, we're not only feeling joy, but also the heat. We encourage you to hydrate and visit the water station as needed throughout the ceremony. There's a cooler with water. You may be feeling eager for the ceremony to move quickly. I urge you to be fully present for this hour. Enjoy every moment as we celebrate the successes of the young people sitting in front of us today. Thank you and congratulations.
Environmental Charter Middle School Gardena. Estoy muy feliz de estar aquí con ustedes hoy para celebrar la culminación, por decirlo menos. Pero no podría estar más orgullosa de nuestros estudiantes y de todo lo que han aprendido y logrado a lo largo de este año. La misión de ECS es preparar pensadores críticos conscientes que estén equipados para graduarse de la universidad y crear un mundo sostenible. Estudiantes, por eso al ir a la escuela secundaria esperamos que usen este año como prueba de que puedan superar cualquier obstáculo. Y familias, no podríamos haber hecho sin su colaboración. Estamos muy agradecidos por todo lo que han hecho a lo largo del camino para que sus hijos lleguen a este punto. Maestros, reconocemos su esfuerzo y dedicación durante este tiempo. Nuestro agradecimiento por ustedes durante este año es mayor que nunca. Al comenzar esta celebración hoy, no solo sentimos alegría, sino también calor. Durante la ceremonia, por favor, consideren visitar la estación de agua según sea necesario. Hay aguas atrás y allá. Aunque es posible que se sientan ansiosos porque la ceremonia se termine rápido, les insisto que estén presentes durante esta hora. Disfrute cada momento mientras celebramos el éxito de estos increíbles jóvenes sentados frente a nosotros. Gracias.
I'd now like to introduce our alumni speaker, Cameron Lopez, from the culminating class of ECMSG 2013 and the graduating class of ECHS 2017.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Once again, welcome students, staff, and family to today's 8th grade culmination. My name is Cameron Lopez, and as an ECMS staff and alum, I am very pleased, humbled, and honored to be this year's keynote speaker. Today is a very special day, not only to the transitioning high schoolers, but a very special day for their proud friends, their families, and their teachers. The COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing crisis has complicated many of our lives this year. And although we're reflecting these experiences in years to come, I think it's important to reflect on the resiliency you all displayed while virtually learning despite those obstacles. Now, I'm not saying you were great students all day, every day, but your active Zoom participation, submissions, and the never-ending chat box conversation with your peers tells me, your peers, and your teachers that your education was a priority. Yes, there are many moments where your cameras were suddenly broken or microphones weren't working, but when they were, you gave your teachers an eye 110%. Your participation, you gave us your engagement, you gave us your effort. The reasons you're all sitting here today. No matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us, and this year we are presented with several. No matter where we go, that twice. What I'm asking from each of you today is that you use those challenges and you take them head on. with your head held high, your heart wide open, and the future you envision for yourself. As all three will make you stronger, wiser, and more humble when you're tried to excel in everything you do. Strive for your education, strive for your community, and most importantly, strive for the future you envision for yourself, your friends, your family, and the world around you. And although this is no easy task, try to take every accomplishment, milestone, and challenge as an opportunity or experience to reflect on. Starting today, this year's challenges and today's culmination, and reflect on it as a time you overcame several challenges to get you where you are today. I would not stand here and speak to you as if I were some model student who always knew how to handle his challenges. I was not. But by reverting back to the very skills, lessons, and teachings that I acquired during my time here at ECMS, I was able to accomplish numerous short-term and long-term goals I had envisioned for myself. Your time here at ECMS has taught you the importance of sustainability, social justice, and community, but this very unique staff and faculty have also taught you to be resilient in anything you do, be resilient in anything you believe in, and be resilient in anything worth achieving. Use those values and apply them to your daily lives and let them lead you to great success throughout your high school and beyond. You will face countless obstacles both socially and academically. I know you will all approach and tackle them in your own unique ways, but it's how you overcome those obstacles that help you carry the torch towards your future endeavors and goals. Continue to listen to the teachers, families, and friends who got you here today. Thank you, guys.
Gotta make sure my speech doesn't fly away. For you that maybe have not caught it, Cameron was part of our first just graduated from ECHS in 2017 and just graduated from Humboldt State about a couple of weeks ago. So congratulations. And now he's para los que quizás no escucharon, el joven que acaba de platicar con nosotros, Cameron Lopez, fue parte de la primera clase de culminar de esta escuela en la historia de esta escuela de 2013. Y se fue a nuestra secundaria y se acaba de graduar de la universidad hace unas semanas, entonces lo felicitamos. I am Dave Trejo. I am the principal of ECMS Gardena. I stand humbled that you are willing to hang out here in the heat with us for your kiddos and celebrate their accomplishments. I'm really proud of them. I am going to let our Spanish speaking parents know that, our families know that I'm not going to translate the words I'm dedicating to our students because I don't want to keep you. It is printed in Spanish. If you have someone in your family that only reads, only speaks Spanish, they can read it and they don't have to put up with my terrible Spanish. But before I do that, before I let families know that, I do want to acknowledge Mr. Delgado, who is the organizer of all these events and is the reason we were able to have 4 in-person ceremonies this year. You are hopefully only attending 1, but our team put together 4. So Mr. Delgado, thank you, and thank you to our facilities team who gets here before everyone else and leaves after everyone else. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything here was put together by them. Les quiero agradecer por estar aquí. Mi nombre es David Trejo, soy el director de ECMS Gardena. Estoy aquí humilde y agradecido que nos han llegado a pasar un poco de tiempo con nosotros aquí en el calor. También quiero reconocer que lo que le voy a comunicar a los alumnos ahorita, las palabras que escribí para dedicarles, están traducidas en el programa y por esa razón, y también para que no se tengan que quedar en el sol todo el tiempo, no voy a traducir la plática que les voy a dar a los alumnos, pero ahí está imprimido para ustedes que lo pueden leer en diferente tiempo y el español escrito mío es mejor que el español que hablo, entonces es mejor para todos. Pero antes de platicar con los alumnos, quiero reconocer el señor Delgado, que fue el que se encargó de las 4 ceremonias, y el trabajo de él y de su equipo es la razón que pudimos tener ceremonias en pública, aunque sean más pequeñas. Tuvimos 4. Ustedes van a una ceremonia, ojalá. Nosotros y nuestro equipo llegamos a 4, y nuestro equipo de mantenimiento en la escuela llega antes de los demás y se va después de los demás para estas ceremonias, entonces nomás quiero reconocer el trabajo de ellos. Students, you made it. You're the last group of ours. You got a little bit of heat, not as bad as it was yesterday, trust me on that. I'm glad you made it. You clean up nice. It's nice to know that you can shower and not be in your pajamas, and we can see more than just the top of your forehead. And you can't turn your camera off on us, so it's nice to have you here. I'm going to start with a poem written by Tupac. Yes, Mr. Trejo knows who Tupac is. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong. It learned to walk without having feet. Live the rose that grew from concrete. No one else ever cared. That poem's called The Rose That Grew from Concrete. We have all sorts of plants, trees, even fish on our campus. But there's one I appreciate and that inspires me more than any other plant on our campus. It's these small blades of grass that are growing through the cement, through the cracks of the cement, over in the 8th grade patio area. Some of you may have never seen them in your life, but I promise you, they are there, just popping up. You may not think that grass is as beautiful as the rose that Tupac writes about, but that grass is beautiful to me. It wasn't watered by you in your GA class. It wasn't watered by Miss K or Mr. Michael or Mr. Luis. It wasn't planted in compost-rich soil. It has no reason to exist, but yet it does. Now let me tell you about this wall in a small house in El Monte, California. A wall made possible by air conditioning. A wall that is just like that grass in the 8th grade patio. A wall that is just like the rose that Tupac writes about. Beautiful because it's not supposed to exist. When I was a kid, air conditioning was my everything. My mom would cram 5 kids into a beat-up, faded, old white station wagon that had no air conditioning. Dropped us off at school. She didn't say, "Love you, mijo," or "Have a good day." She just said, "Air conditioning." And that was our reminder of where she was about to go. Work 10, 12, 14-hour days, sewing at a sewing machine all day without air conditioning. Sewing clothing, Halloween costumes, and backpacks that she couldn't afford to buy for her own children. My mom used to sneak scraps of fabric out of the trash cans at work to bring them home and make backpacks for us. And she dreamed of the day that her kids could grow up and be successful enough to work in air conditioning. As the youngest of 5, growing up in that house, I knew that parent conferences were a big deal. By the time I was in 1st grade, I figured it out. Depending on what happened in parent conferences and what my teacher said about me, I was either going to get maybe fast food, maybe money, maybe praise, or if they said the wrong thing, it could result in violence. If it wasn't for air conditioning, the teachers, with the best of intentions, would have said, "He's great when he's not distracted," or "He can achieve a lot when he's focused." And the only thing my father would have heard is, "He gets distracted and he doesn't focus." Air conditioning saved me. It led to a lot of successful parent conferences because whenever I got distracted, imagine a 6-year-old, 7-year-old trail just going air conditioning in the back of a classroom when you got distracted. It became my mantra. Kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, all my parent conferences went wonderfully. And then came my 3rd grade parent conference, and for whatever reason, all 5 siblings had their parent conference scheduled on the same day, and mine was the last one of the night. And my parents were heated. The other conferences had not all gone as well as they wanted. They sat next to me, and I could feel their anger as we sat across from Miss DeFrancesco, who was my first love. As an 8-year-old student, I was positive I was going to marry her. And I'm not going to get distracted by that. I'm going to use air conditioning to refocus. She would go on to tell my parents that never in her short career had she been so impressed with the 3rd grader that she had already spoken with the principal, and they were considering skipping me a grade. My dad's face and mood and body changed in a flash. He was filled with pride. It no longer mattered what was said in the other 4 parent conferences. Every single one of my siblings got a get out of jail free card. On the way home, we went through the drive-thru at KFC. I got to pick the sides, and if you're an older sibling, that may not mean much to you, but if you're the baby or the youngest, like, you never get to choose that. Mac and cheese and mashed potatoes, in case you're wondering, that's the only right answer. At home, my family ate together, they laughed together, they were genuinely happy together. And that's when it dawned on me. Even at that young age, I took a step back and I realized that I had done this, whatever was happening, this happiness, the fact that we were not walking in fear on eggshells was because I had done so well academically. So air conditioning was in my DNA and soul after that. I rarely had to say it out loud. It stuck with me long after my dad went to prison. It stuck with me while my mom struggled to raise 5 of us. It got me through high school and middle school. And real talk, middle school was rough. I was a hot mess emotionally. I argued with teachers. I fought. And it was in middle school, shortly before culmination, that my mom broke down. She was struggling financially so much that she had begun to steal from my piggy banks to buy groceries. She brought all of us into a living room and took everything down off one wall. And she said, "Nothing goes on that wall but your college degrees." And we asked, "What about our high school diplomas?" And she said, "Great, we'll throw you a party, but then we're going to put it in a drawer because that wall's for degrees." And we tested it. We would go to the yard sale with money we saved, and we buy art that we knew she liked. We put it up, and within a day, got another wall. That wall was for degrees. When life got rough after that, in high school or even in college, and there was negativity, drama, bullies, whatever it was coming my way, I was tempted to go negative. But that wall and air conditioning were more important to me than any negativity coming my way. When I was your age, I had no idea what I wanted to do with life. I didn't dream of being a principal, but I knew my life would be successful because of that wall and because of air conditioning and because my accomplishments had to be worthy of her sacrifices. Today, if you go to her house in El Monte, same house, 2 things are going to happen. She's going to make you some bomb chilaquiles, and 2, she's going to show you her wall with degrees from Stanford, Columbia, UCLA, USC, Cal Poly, and Princeton. That wall is not supposed to exist in the house of a poor immigrant that doesn't speak English, with an ex-husband who went to prison, located in a gang neighborhood, but yet it does. It is the grass growing in the cement over in the 8th grade patio. It is the rose that Tupac wrote about. So let's talk about this year. Let's talk about you. You weren't supposed to succeed this year. It was supposed to be impossible for you to learn online. You weren't supposed to be able to learn if you weren't wearing a uniform. You're going to learn in your pajamas? Like what? But you did it. You weren't supposed to do enough to be able to culminate and be here celebrating that accomplishment. Yet you are. You are those blades of grass in the 8th grade patio. You are the rose that Tupac wrote about. You are the degrees on my mother's wall. You are her air conditioning. So moving forward in life, not just high school, but life, I want you to continue to be that grass, continue to be that rose. Dream big, work harder. When obstacles come your way, tap into your own air conditioning. What will your why be? When you discover your own air conditioning, that's the first day of the rest of your life. But you've got to ensure that your accomplishments are worthy of the sacrifices made on your behalf. I'm going to leave you with Tupac's words one more time. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems that by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. Congratulations to the class of 2021. The world needs you to go forward and become the leaders you were born to be. Congratulations.
What's up, West? You guys are done. Made it. We are really happy because this is our last one. And we are beaming with joy because this is our fourth hour in the sun, and this is your only hour in the sun. Congratulations. I will say I definitely will miss a lot of you in this cohort because you made slogging on fun. You made it enjoyable. It wasn't as dull as it could have been with some of the energy that you got to give me through the screen. Emily Delaney is a part of West today. She is officially a part of East cohort. Emily Delaney's people, parents, can you wave to me that are in the stands? I'd like to say just thank you for just what she is and who you were in East. I mean, you made East exciting for me. I'm not worried about everybody else, but me, you came every day with just energy, with fun, keep me on my toes, telling me links weren't working. You just were a big part of East. And you didn't get to hear this yesterday, but I wanted to make sure that your people got to know that you were a big part of East. And I thank you for just being who you were in that cohort the entire year. And two other people I want to give a shout out to in this cohort, Charlie Ruffalo and Jolette Perez. Just you two mean a lot to me from North because Charlie and I are kindred spirits when it comes to Disney. We enjoy Disney a lot. And that was always our side conversation during break. It's supposed to be a 12-minute break, get away from the computer. We're sitting there talking about Disney the entire time. And it was just fun to just be a person during these sessions and not always have to be a teacher. We could just talk and just enjoy those conversations. And then Jolette, you'd always bring me back to reality of being a teacher. Because as Charlie and I are going on Disney, Jolette on the side chat, Mr. Lakey, that is great, but I need help with number 5. And it was just, good to bring me back to reality. And you always kept me on my toes in West. So just thank both of you for just being who you were and making sure that I enjoyed myself during the North cohort. So I said North, right? My apology. It's West. Yeah, West. My bad. It's 4 of them. My bad. It's my 4th one. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're getting to the awards now. Mathematics is hard to learn for just some people in general, and especially through a freaking computer every day for an entire year. Math is going to be really hard to learn. So I appreciate all of you working with me the best way you could to try to pick up the material. And there were a couple of you that just stood out. You just found success in other ways and found ways for me to be able to reach out and be a little bit more hands-on and one-on-one with you. So this first award for math is a consistent mathematician. These are students that just from first quarter to fourth quarter were just outstanding the entire time. So I want to make sure that your name is called and that people get to look at you and know that you put that work in. Michael Tyhone, Luis David Ruiz. Come on up, Luis. Oh, there you go. Come on, man. Come get it. You put the work in. Melanie Maldonado. Come on up. Joliet Sarai Perez. Charlene. Come on. If I said your name wrong, I apologize, but come on and get this award. Kenneth Lovato. And then, of course, you got to have your name called Emily Delaney. Get it. Hold on, Gary. I'm getting this picture, man. I'm trying to get me out of these pictures. I'm not done yet, though. I got more awards. I'm about to get it. All right, next set of awards. This was flawless effort. These students also were just really consistent, on point, and just had a great time instructing them. Carolina Zagara, Eliza Angel Reyes, Raymond Romero, and Charlie. This one too, then. Your shoulders, your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. One more award. All right, last award for math. So NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, they had like a program that you could submit some students' names and some of their information and GPA qualifications, and they wanted to see if they're like, I guess, worthy of an award of just outstanding this effort and participation throughout this pandemic, learning and pandemic teaching. So I submitted information. One student that received it yesterday was Vanessa Asamoah, and then now today in this cohort, it will be Michael Hong. Next up, we have English Awards with Miss Petra.
Good afternoon, family and friends. I'm Miss Petra, the 8th grade English teacher. Before I give out some awards, I, like Mr. Lakey, want to appreciate and acknowledge this cohort for all the hard work you all have done this year. You brought energy, engagement, and critical discussions to English class. I genuinely looked forward to our meetings because I knew that I could always count on West to bring it. And just give yourselves a round of applause for that. Now, I do want to give an award to an East student first who didn't get a chance to be here yesterday. This student was a bright ray of sunshine. Her positive energy was contagious and it made teaching class much more interesting. Even though she killed it with her own academics, she always supported her peers when they fell behind, and that's really admirable. I want to thank you for always texting Elvis to remind him class starts at 1:30, and this was a funnier joke when Elvis was sitting here yesterday. The award for English goes to Miss Emily Delaney. Congratulations. Yeah. This next student really came out of her cocoon and transformed into a beautiful, confident butterfly. Can you tell I teach English? She always pushed herself and strived to be better than she was yesterday. She's notorious for saying, Miss Petra, how can I get 4 on this? And 4 she did get. She's done a fantastic job this year, and it's my honor to give Carolina Lizarraga the English Award. Congratulations, Carolina. Okay. This last student that I want to give an award to has been the definition of academic excellence. His work is top-notch, his leadership is impeccable, and his drive is admirable. He was a great advocate for himself and his classmates, and this was evident by the multiple emails I received daily asking for clarification and feedback. They were great. I enjoyed them. This is good. Please take this motivation and this crucial soft skills with you as you embark on your life journey. UCLA will be lucky to have another Bruin like you join their school one day. Congratulations, Michael Hong, on receiving this English award. Congratulations. Great job. Up next for science is Mr. Underwood.
Hello. We got 2 science awards. I would also reiterate how great this class is. They're obviously my advisory class, so I'm biased, but they were always there, came to class, participated, got lots of love for West. On to these awards. I have 2 awards I want to give out. The first award is to a young lady who, again, was always in class, participating, led class discussions, scoring above a 3.5 on all of her assignments. I want to recognize Jolette Perez. The other award I want to give to is kind of a sneaky science student. He's in the background doing the hard work, scoring well on all of his assignments, but sometimes we don't acknowledge him because he's behind the scenes. He's not trying to cause a scene, just wants to do his job the best he possibly can. Luis Juarez, come up here and get your science award. I'm going to pass it off to Miss Bradford for history awards.
Good afternoon, parents, families. I'm Mrs. Bradford. I teach 8th grade U.S. history. And I'm going to just repeat what the previous teachers have said. West has been just a bright ray of sunshine the entire year. I have enjoyed, you know how parents, you tell each child, like, you're my favorite, you're my favorite. I tell all of them, you're my favorite. But really, West, you're my favorite. I just enjoyed everything about the energy that you brought to class every single day. Thinkers, you were caring, you were positive, you all worked so hard despite the situation that we were in. I just enjoyed popping into your breakout rooms, hearing you discuss topics that 8th graders may not always want to talk about, deep conversations about Western expansion or the Constitution or some social justice issue that we were covering. I was just so proud of you all the time. So proud that I would turn in my sample assignments. Dr. RH and Mr. Trejo have had to watch not had to, they had the pleasure of watching your Socratic seminars. I'd say, hey, tell my husband, watch this really quickly. Watch the kids. Listen to how well they discuss this. Jolette and Michael and Carolina and Charlie. Just you and so many more of you. But I've watched your seminars on video even when I don't have to because they're so impressive and so enjoyable. And they really showed me that how much you were learning and how much you were growing as a critical thinker and as a person who cares about the topic and the world. So enough said. This is the hard part, having to choose who to give awards to. And it was very difficult. I'm going to give the first award again to my student from East for all the wonderful things she's done, being such a hard worker, so intelligent, so positive, just a bright ray of sunshine. Emily Delaney. The next couple of awards for academics, and I could have given these awards to them for almost anything because they did so many things so well. They were critical thinkers, they were hard workers, they achieved so high academically, they were supportive of their peers, they were leaders like you wouldn't believe, like so impressive, their leadership. My first one, Jolette Perez. and Michael Pond. Michael Pond. The next award that I'm giving out is for being excellent collaborators. These are the type of skills, collaboration and leadership, that can take you through anything. These are two students who are always on the ball, always willing to lead, always keeping their groups on task, focused, pushing the lesson forward. And that would be and again, Gillette Perez.
Good afternoon. I'm Miss Sarah, and I'm a handwork teacher.
I'm Miss Kay, or Miss Potts, and I'm the Green Ambassadors teacher.
And we would like to present some awards on behalf of all of the specialty teachers in recognition of students' hard work this year. Our first award goes to the Artivist in Action Award, and this goes to a student who has used self-expression to make sense of the world around them, and they're using their art to send a powerful message of hope and change. And this goes to Carolina Lizarraga.
All right, our next specialty award is a Rising Star Award. This is presented to someone in recognition of their consistent growth throughout the year and just their light that shines so bright on everyone and distinguishes them as a leader in our community this year. So the Rising Star Award goes to Eliza Reyes.
Up next, we have the Endurance Award, and this goes to a student in recognition of their strength in the face of adversity and for pushing through difficulties with such positivity and grace. And this goes to Nathan Salinas.
We have another specialty award. This is the ECMS Earth Warrior Award. This goes to someone in recognition of their passionate commitment to learning about this planet and advocating for it and the life within it. And the award goes to Kenneth Lovato. And then we have one more award this time. This is actually, I started by saying, this isn't an award that's gone out to each cohort. This is one that was, one student for this year was selected. And, you know, this is an environmental school. And so I thought it would be, make sense to honor somebody who showed an exceptional understanding and of environmental concepts. This student consistently showed a very deep understanding of environmental science and justice concepts, not only on their own, but how they were interconnected. And this work was nothing short of exemplary time after time. Now, in West, which is an exemplary cohort in general, as you've heard, your work is the model. This student really, every single thing that they did, what could serve as the model for how we should understand our planet. And so our exemplary student of 2021 from Green Ambassadors is Michael Wang. And we're going to pass this off to Mr. Delgado.
I'm not Mr. Delgado, but I'm back. I'm back real quick because I had someone on my list, and that's why I was a little thrown off, who should have been on my list but is not. But I want to not overlook, and you'll have to get your award later. This award is for excellent collaboration and leadership. This is another student who I just depended on every day to show up and show out, think critically, lead in the group. She was so passionate about everything she talked about. She would really get into some things and have really passionate discussions with her peers. She brought up excellent points. She's such a thinker and just an overall joy to have in class. Charlie Rufo. Come up for the picture anyway, and you will get your award later. Sorry about that, Charlie. I don't know how it didn't make it on there, but just hold those up. Hold that one up and pretend. They can't see it. Hold it in front. Good job.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Jessica Ramirez Holden, Assistant Principal, and I'm here to present the Empower Her Girl of the Year Award. So Empower Her is one of our organizations that focuses on developing young women to break ceilings, embrace their voice, and use their voice to engage in social justice issues. This year, our Empower Her Girl of the Year Award goes to someone who has demonstrated powerful leadership inside and outside of the classroom. This student attended every session, engaged in class discussions, asked critical questions about the world around her, and even encouraged others. Congratulations to Charlie Rufo. Sorry, I should have asked you to stay up here.
Hello, everybody. This next award is going to go to a student in Gentlemen's League, which they talked a lot about social justice issues. He was there. He never missed a class. And if somebody was late to it, he'd remind them and tell them that it's going to begin. So if you come up here again. He took a deep breath right now, like, you know what? I'm tired of this right now. We got landscape too, okay? Matt, can we edit that? Make sure it's not on YouTube. So these next awards are going to go in recognition for community service hours. This group of students gave back to the ECMS Gardena community when we needed it most. So during this pandemic, they were still able to give back. And some of these students stayed back in Mr. Lakey's class to help other students. Some of them became long-term tutors, like Charlie. And some of the students also sent out videos to their peers of things that they could do during this pandemic so they could stay up and they could have activities to do at home. So when I call your name, please come up and grab your award and then come to the front and we're going to take some pictures. Dylan, no, I think I pulled it. No, I got it. Dylan Arzu, Ashley Esqueda, Diego Garcia, Yarida Hernandez, Michael Hong, Luis Juarez, Steven Juarez, Carolina Lizarga, David Lopez, Kenneth Lovato, Melanie Maldonado, Oscar Martinez, Shirley Mattel, Jolette Perez, Eliza Reyes, Irene Rodriguez, Edwin Rodriguez, Raymond Romero, Charlie Rufo, Nathan Salinas, and Emily Delaney. Get it. Can you guys and everybody from him forward come to the front so we can get a picture with Mr. Gibson? All right, so everybody after him, come on to the front. Crouch a little bit. All right, go down a little bit the first row so we can get a nice picture. There we go. And parents, feel free to come up and take pictures whenever you see your students up here. That is perfectly fine. And if you're wondering who the camera guy in disguise is, that is Mr. Gibson. Perfect. All right. Get ready on 3. 1, 2 and a half, 3. You know what? I was counting, but I didn't see your finger moving, so I was like, wait, he's not taking it? Thank you guys very much. Go back to your seats. Now I'd like to call Dr. H to go over the honors and high honors awards.
Before I begin, students, if you could take off your lanyards and just leave them on your chair. That would, right now. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Thank you. Okay, so this next group of students received honors maintaining a GPA at 3.0. This is not an easy task, especially after the year we've all experienced. They became independent learners overnight and had to navigate a world they were not taught how to do. They logged into class every day, engaged in class discussions, asked questions, stayed on top of their assignments and schedule, and remained resilient. I'm honored to present the honors, students with honors. Let's give them a round of applause as I call their name. Eliza Reyes. Charlie Rufo. Luis Juarez. Yardidai Hernandez. Sherlyn Matla. And Emily Delaney. Congratulations to our students with honors. Our next group of students received high honors, so this is above a 3.5. Michael Juan. Carolina Lizaraga. Jolette Perez. Melanie Maldonado. And Kenneth Lovato. Congratulations. Now I'll bring up Mr. Underwood to introduce Student of the Year.
All right. Student of the Year. This is a rough one. The top 5 students at ECMS this year are all part of West. 3.5 or higher. The best students at ECS were in West this year. You know, and sometimes I think it's not just ECS. Like, I think we could compare it to other schools in the area, and they'd be right at the top. We had excellent students in West. Based on NWEA data, there are 10 students in this class that are prepared to take the SAT test for college now in 8th grade. Incredibly impressive. 2 students in math are prepared to take the SATs in 8th grade. Crazy. I want to celebrate 5 students in particular. These are the students that were just up here, and these are the 5 highest scoring students at ECS this year. Michael, Carolina, Jolette, Melanie, and Kenneth, could you please stand one more time? Give it up for these guys. Thank you, guys. On to Student of the Year Award. So I like to hike, and one day I was hiking with Mr. Lamone and my baby on the back. My dog was with us as well. And we were just kind of talking about students. Students that I just got in 8th grade, and students that Mr. Lamone just had in 7th grade. We were talking about students, and some of the students we were talking about were from my advisory. Mr. Lamone casually nods his head at some of the students, as if it were no surprise that they were achieving high and that they were really doing well in my advisory. But then I mentioned another name, and Mr. Lamone seemed pleasantly surprised, almost like a proud parent, and he wasn't expecting to hear that name. His reaction was almost like a proud parent. He was excited for that student who had great potential, but never really unleashed it fully in 7th grade. The student is kind, caring, driven, knows what she wants to do, is fun to be around. This year, I feel like that student unlocked their potential, and the entire school noticed. We are all so proud of Jolette Perez.
I have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker for today. This student I got to work with, and honestly, I didn't have a lot of feedback. This student wrote their speech on their own. Miss Petra and I were giving lots of positive comments, and you've heard this name a lot today already. So it's my pleasure to introduce Michael Huang.
Good afternoon, proud parents, guardians, and faculty. Before I start, I would first like to say how honored I am for delivering this speech for the culminating class of 2021 here at Environmental Charter Middle School, Gardena. Johnny Thunder once said, "No one really knows me. People think they know me." We should keep this in mind moving forward as progressing students and as human beings. For all of us here, we may think that this is the end of the story, the completion of our hard work here in middle school. Although yes, our middle school career is coming to an end, we should view this day as a day to celebrate the flip of a page on a book, a very long book. But before we turn the page and embark on the journey ahead of us, it's always important to look in the mirror. No, not to check yourself out, but to reflect and see how you've developed as a student, and more importantly, as a person. When we were first put in school, it felt as if we were dropped in a new world. We drew, played games, listened to stories, and were just delighted by our childhood. With all these people around you, learning all of these new concepts we all knew at one point, we asked ourselves, how would this help me when I grow up in the real world? Later on, as we were progressing to the grades, workload started to increase. At that moment, the teacher said, let's take out our agendas. We all knew we had homework, and all of a sudden, our moods changed. As the years went on, now looking back, it seems as if after every blink of an eye, it was 2013, 2014, 2015, and so forth, until 2021. It feels fast, doesn't it? Well, at least now it does. But when we were sitting on those chairs in a quiet room taking the CASP and WEA, IBM, it literally felt as if time stopped throughout the whole world and the day was never coming to an end. Despite the fact that school was exactly like a roller coaster, there were areas to catch your breath. When getting off the ride, you just look back at all the loops and drops you went through, and that's exactly what we have to do in life. Noticing and observing what through, realizing our strengths and weaknesses throughout is key to developing, to becoming a better version of you. After this school year was when I was offered the opportunity to have lunch with the eighth grade leaders, including some of my peers, in recognition of our hard work and resiliency. After receiving notice, I felt indecisive. Why? Well, in short, I knew me. As Johnny Thunder said, no one really knows me. People think they know me. I was well aware of myself, knew how I really felt, and what I did and didn't want to do. And by no means did I have any antagonism towards anyone, but the ideology of sitting in front of a camera, eating with other formal individuals over a Zoom call just didn't really call for me. Knowing myself, I'm undoubtedly shy and overall just not willing to take this opportunity. I proceeded to apprise Ms. Sarah regarding what my final decision was and why I felt that way. The appropriate changes were made. This moment to many may seem irrelevant or even insignificant. However, we should view this occasion as a moment where advocacy was most crucial. I knew me best. I knew that I wasn't ready for the opportunity given to me, so I spoke out. Letting our voices be heard is very important. Our voices are as powerful as our teachers, counselors, and even our principals. We need to understand that our voices are powerful, but it's only up to us to use it. Knowing what we are capable of as humans can definitely take us a long way in life. Being self reflective, communicating your thoughts and feelings with others is always going to play in your favor. Use the voice given to you and advocate for yourself because you never know who will advocate for you. Moving forward, as middle school graduates, keeping in mind that our voices are powerful can and most definitely will take us a long way in life. Put yourself out there and let your voice be heard. After all, you are the only one that can tell your story. With that being said, lastly, I'd like to thank all of my family, friends, teachers, and others for playing such a major role in the development of myself as a student and as a person. You all have taught me so much, from all the rights to all the wrongs. You guys helped mold me into the person I am today, and I'm deeply grateful for you all. Moving into our high school career, I would like to wish you all the best of luck, knowing that only you know you best. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you for such an amazing 4 years, and congratulations, class of 2021. Go on to do amazing things and view impossible as I'm possible.
Not going to say the name of the next awardee yet because if I say it, you'll know exactly who it is. This student has shown exceptional academic achievement in grades 6 through 8th. This student is a collaborator, a leader, very consistent, and uses their voice to advocate for themselves. This year, our valedictorian goes to Michael Juan. And next is Mr. Underwood to pass out the diplomas.
Congratulations, West class of 2021. Here's how this is gonna work. We're gonna call you up. We're gonna snap a quick picture. Mr. Gibson's gonna take care of that. So when you hear your name called, please rise and come on up here. Victor Manuel Andrade.
Hi.
Dylan Arenzolo. Melissa Baena. Ashley Asquera. Diego Garcia. Eduardo Guadalupe. Yardi Di Hernandez. Michael Wong. Luis Juarez. Steven Juarez. Carolina Lizarraga. David Lopez. Kenneth Lovato. Melanie Maldonado. Oscar Martinez. Shirlene Matla. Olga Olivia. Jolette Perez. Eliza Reyes. Ariani Rodriguez. Edwin Rodriguez. Raymond Romero. Charlie Rufo. Nathan Salinas. And of course, Tremaine Starks. We also have an honorary West cohort member. They used to be in West, but they got moved to a different advisory. That's okay. We want to also celebrate Emily Delaney. Let's hear it one more time for West Class 2021. Great job.
We have one more activity before we end for today, and you begin your celebrations. We all know how difficult this year was for students. There were so many moments where they wanted to give up, but they didn't, and they made it. However, they didn't make it alone. Families played a more important role more than ever this year in students' success. Some of you essentially became homeschool teachers. Some of you had to manage work from home while supporting your child's education online. Some of you had multiple learners learning online, and you did not have a break. Some of you may have lost your jobs and struggled financially this year, all while not allowing your child to give up. And some of you may have lost loved ones this year and did not have time to grieve.
Antes que terminemos, vamos a tener una última actividad para ustedes, los padres y los estudiantes. Sabemos de que este año no fue algo no fue algo fácil, era muy difícil. De un día a otro, los estudiantes y ustedes tuvieron que ser exitosos virtual. Los estudiantes batallaron, pero fueron exitosos. Los maestros y los padres en la casa tuvieron que ser maestros sobre noche. Ustedes les ayudaron a sobrepasar con eso. Unos de nosotros perdimos la familia durante este tiempo y tuvimos dificultades financieras, pero con el apoyo de ustedes lo podían lograr.
This year, your child learned how much you can manage and how much you are willing to do to support them every single day. We want to say thank you to the families of ECMS Gardena that made the success of your students possible. We know that you didn't do it for us, though. You did it for them. So we would like to ask you to do something very difficult in a few moments. Your student will go and stand next to you, but please don't hug or celebrate just yet. They have a gift, and they have something to say to you.
Este año los estudiantes de ustedes se dan cuenta del apoyo y el esfuerzo que padres tienen para sus estudiantes y queremos hacer una actividad. Ahorita le vamos a pedir que hagan algo un poco difícil. Los estudiantes les quieren decir unas palabras cuando caminen a ustedes, por favor de no acelerar y también les quieren decir unas cosas.
Students in the first row, go ahead and stand, and you're going to walk over to Mr. Trejo and grab your gift. All right, second row students, go ahead and stand and go over to Mr. Trejo. And then yes, students walk over to your families, but don't read yet. And third row, go ahead and stand to go get your gift. Families, we know that no matter what we say, there is not a thank you in this world more powerful than coming from your children. Before you open your cards, there will be a song playing while this happens, and it's by one of our students, Raymond Romero. Go ahead and wave your hand, Raymond. Yeah! We want to acknowledge all of his hard work and skills that he is currently developing, and he shared this song with us, and so we want to make sure we honor him as well. So students, go ahead and open your note and read your thank yous to your family.
So, ahorita los estudiantes le pueden leer lo que tienen para ustedes. Queríamos decirle que esta canción que está tocando es de un estudiante, Raymond Romero. Raymond, can you pick your hand up again? Es de él, me escribió esta canción y se la quería regalar a los estudiantes. Gracias y felicidades.
Congratulations, ECMS Gardena students and families, you did it! Before you all leave, there is water to your left over there in the tent. And then over here, we also, if your student would like to enroll in ECHS Gardena, we do have information available on the tent as you walk out. And there's also a photo booth. Mr. Gibson, our photographer, will be there taking pictures. Have a great day, stay safe, and thank you so much for being here today.
And one last thing, we do have free ice cream over here provided by Crossroads Black Tent on the right-hand side. Please grab some. They have some really good ice cream over there for you guys. Felicidades, clase 2021. En mano izquierda tenemos agua para si gustan. En la mano derecha tenemos a familias, personal de ECHS para si quieren inscribirse. Y también aquí en el tent negro tenemos nieves gratis. Por favor, agarren para los padres y para los estudiantes también. Gracias.